Today on Omni Garage, we're doing an install of an Axleback exhaust. So this has been something on my list for a wee while now, trying to unleash the actual sound that you get from the boxer engine, because using the stock exhaust on the STi, it really doesn't give you much sound at all. So what we've got here today is the Remark, this is the STi Muffler Delete Axleback. So we've gone with the 3.5-inch tip variant on this one here, and this is a single wall. You can get a single or a double wall, and you can go 3.5 or a 4-inch tip. 3.5-inch tips are about an inch bigger than the stock tips you've already got on the STi here, hence why I've gone with that one there. You've got a couple of different variants as well. I've gone with the burnt tips on this one here. It's very similar to what NVIDIA do on the likes of the R400 exhaust. I really like the look, and after I've unboxed this Remark exhaust, the fit and finish is absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy with the quality, and the burnt tips look absolutely fantastic. So Remark also send you everything that you need in the box to get the install done. You've got some hangers, some hardware, and they even throw in a license plate frame as well, which unfortunately won't fit around the customized plate, personalized plate that I've got on the STi here. But we've got everything we need to get the job done.
So we're under the car now, we've put it up on some ramps, and all you need to do to remove the stock muffler off the car here is there's 2 bolts here, and then it's hung up on 2 exhaust hangers as well. So we've got to break these nuts. And they do take a bit of force to break loose.
They're on there super tight, and we're under a car, you know, on the ground here, so it'd be nice to be on to have it up on a lift and stuff like that, so you could really get into it. And we also don't have an extension bar on the old Crescent here, so
there we go. So it takes a bit of force, just trying to get something to get some leverage on, really. So that's the first one broken there. We'll jump around this other side and we'll break this one out as well. Am I pushing? I'm pushing it. That one was actually really easy. That one broke away, no issue at all. So what we'll need to do now is get a spanner on the other side. Otherwise, this is just going to be free spinning.
So what we noticed is that up underneath here on this attachment here is it's quite hard to get anything in and behind there.
There's not a lot of room.
There's not a lot of room, so you probably want something with a socket set that's got like a little swivel head on it, and that's really easy to get in the back there. So probably key to have one of them around.
So we'll try and reach around here.
No, you want to go from the bottom.
I reckon.
Yep.
Come around here.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. Got a bit more room from the bottom there. There we go. So that's seated nicely.
Because we did try a spanner behind there, but there's just not enough room to line it up. So 2 sockets, good to go. Real easy. The hardest part is just breaking it, really.
Quite a long bolt on there too, so you're going to be doing this for a wee while, and there's obviously not a whole lot of room to manoeuvre your socket down here without doing stuff like that. That's one off.
And we'll try and do the same on the other side, but I think you can just see it just at the top there. It's quite hard to get the camera in under there, but you guys get the idea.
It's just a bit fiddly more than anything. It's not time intensive. It's just that initial brake. Once you got the brake done, you should be away. If you got the right tool to do the job. There we go, we're coming off now. There we go. I can promise you that is the toughest part of the job, getting those bolts out. So we'll pull this exhaust out. We've got to get it off the hangers. So I'll show you up inside as close as we can to where the hangers are positioned. And because this is a relatively new car, I don't think it should be too difficult to get it off these hangers, but we'll see if I eat my words there. So now our bolts are out, we've got the hangers that we need to remove. So we've got one up the top here and then one around the other side of the muffler. So we'll start with this one here. And they're still quite pliable, which is nice. I'm not too sure if you were doing this on a slightly older car, if that rubber would have hardened a bit, but that one slips out quite easily there. So we're out on the first one. So your second hanger is right up the top there. It is quite an awkward one to get to, so you are going to want to try and reach through, and you might not get clear line of sight depending on how you position yourself. You definitely won't on the camera here. It's really just getting your arm in behind there. It is just quite awkward. So that's the one there. That's quite fiddly to get back in that angle. This one's really easy to get out, but when you work back here, you are definitely going to want to have two hands, but it should only take a couple of minutes to pull that out. So Remark do supply you with some new hangers, and they're quite nicely branded with Remark on them. However, because this car is only about 18 months old, I'm not going to replace the stock ones. For the ease of this install, we'll leave those in place. We'll keep these in the cabinet just in case we want to do something with those later down the track. I'll start on that back one. So that's that first one slipped in. And then once you've got one hanging on there, it makes it really easy because you're not having to try and support it too much. And then the second one should just snap in. There we go. So we're all set back on the stock hangers. Just check our positioning is good. And then it's just a matter of applying this to get this to align. You've got a new deck gasket which is provided, which the stock system doesn't actually have. And this just sits in here. You just seat itself there. It's just a matter of aligning, and we're just going to do a really loose fitment here and then make sure the tips are in a good position. And again, Remark supply some new bolts to go through here. Feed those through and we'll do a really loose fitment, check the tips, and then we can come back along and tighten everything up. So what's quite cool about the Remark exhaust, or the Remark Axleback Delete, is that you do have quite a few different fit and finish options. So if you want to go for something really big, you can go for a 4-inch tip. I've obviously gone for the 3.5-inch tip here today. But you've got also single wall or double wall. So that's quite nice to get a couple of different options there in terms of the aesthetics. And then also talking about aesthetics, you've got the choices of what you want the tip finish to be. So you know, you can go for just the silver, the chrome look, or you can go with what I've decided to choose for this one here, which is the burnt tips, to give it a bit more personality, make it a bit more fun. So yeah, Remark give you a whole bunch of different options, so you can customize this to your liking. So I'd recommend before you tighten these up to come out to make sure that your tip fitment is good and it's aligned nicely, because you do want to match it on both sides as well.
So there we go. So it's just a matter of checking your fitment to make sure that it's sitting nicely, and there's actually no adjusting that I need to do at all here. Everything's sitting really nicely. So it'll be just a matter of jumping back under the car and then tightening things up now. Okay, so it's just a matter of tightening this up now. I'm not going to go ultra tight on one side until I get the other side done up nicely as well, and I'll go back and I'll check my fitment again, make sure everything's sitting nicely. So before I tighten it all the way, I'll just come back out, make sure it's still sitting nicely. It's pretty happy with everything there now. Everything's still aligned perfectly, so actually there's really nothing that you need to do to try and get this to align. Just by using the hangers here and bolting it up, everything sits really well.
I thought we might have a bit of play with the tips to get the distance right and seat them in between symmetrically, but nothing there. So just a matter of tightening this up a little bit further now. There's no torque spec that Remark give you on this, but we're going to go really tight. I know how tough it was to break this earlier, so I'm going to go real tight. And no doubt there is a torque spec online for what these are meant to be stock, but obviously if it was something that was really important to get this bang on, I'm sure it would have been provided in the instructions. And we'll check this for leaks anyway. So that side is all nice and tight. Let's just jump into the other side and doing the exact same. So that's all tightened up. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the car on now, make sure that we don't have any leaks here, and then we'll look at lowering it down and take it for a drive and seeing if we get that boxer rumble back.
Alright, so here we go. This is going to be the first startup. Let's see what it sounds like.
Did our first startup just to make sure everything was seated nicely, and what we found is that we do have a little bit of water leaking out the bottom of both of the gaskets, right and left side. So just done a quick bit of research online because the instructions don't give us any torque spec or anything here. So I was thinking that maybe we haven't done this up tight enough, but we are really tight. So the reading I've just done seems to indicate that this is pretty common for a bit of water leaking on a cold startup and initially after this has been installed. And a few people online have said that this will go away as the heat expands. This should seat quite nicely together. So we'll keep a close eye on this. We will take it for a bit of a drive, come back and see how that's going. But by what I've read, nothing to be too concerned of. Okay, so we finished the install of the exhaust up quite late last night, so we thought we'd wait for the next day so we can actually take it out for a quick drive and show you some exhaust flybys. So you will have just watched the cold startup of the stock exhaust versus the new Remark Muffler Delete. What we'll do another cold startup now, head out and show you guys what this is like on the road. So what we're going to do here, we've just pulled to the side. I'm just going to show you, I don't know how well the mic will pick it up, but some in-car footage. Now this is with all of the windows up, the sunroof closed, just to give you a bit of an idea of the sound. And this is taking it to about 3,500 RPM on the shifts. It's got really nice sound to it when you're at about the 2,500 RPM mark, which is quite nice because you don't have to over rev it to get that rumble out of it. So it's about 1,500 RPM. So I'll be quiet as we shoot down the road here, but I'll do my shifts at about 4,500 RPM. I'm in second gear at the moment. I'll show you what this looks like. So 3,000 RPM, fourth gear. We'll chop it down to third and then second as we get to the roundabout here. Take you back up, let you hear it a little bit more before we pull over and do some shots from the outside of the car. And we'll go wide open throttle. All right, time for some flybys.
Okay, so that gives you a bit of an idea as to what the Remark Axleback Delete for the STi, obviously the single wall 3.5-inch version we went with here, gives you a few ideas inside the car, some flybys, and also some revs in the middle of the street here. So our huge thanks to Moonlight Racing for helping us out with this Remark exhaust. Really simple to do the install. I think if you've got the right tools, you should be able to do this in the space of about 30 to 45 minutes, and it really does unleash the boxer rumble, gets you a bit more sound without having to go to a full exhaust system. So huge thanks to Moonlight Racing. Stay tuned for heaps more content to come.